Like, the best way to wait is to wait with trust. And it's a whole thing. Jacqui says, oh, nice change up with your space. Thank you. This isn't even permanent. My Reiki room is literally in shambles right now. I got this computer like last week, and I was all excited to rearrange the furniture in this room, which I did. And then I started setting up my computer yesterday, and it was running really slowly. And I'm like, this is a brand new refurbished computer, but there's no reason why it should be lagging so much. So I was on the phone with Apple support. And then I figured out that that was because all my iCloud stuff was downloading to my computer, bogging it down. Cool, I understand. And then he was like, well, your speed test, like, you're not getting the internet speeds that you're paying for. So then I was on the phone with Xfinity. And then Xfinity was telling me all this stuff, and they're like, well, actually, everything on our end is fine. Check your router company. So then I was on the phone with Netgear, and I finally found out that my router doesn't support the internet speeds that I've been paying for. It took me 6 hours to get to that resolution, but I was grateful to have no obligations yesterday, so I could flow through all my technological issues. So that was a big thing yesterday. But you know what? I was going to tell a story. There's not time. We've been here for 14 minutes already. I got stuff going on this afternoon, so let's get into the astrology. Glad you got all that figured out. Me too. And I'm glad that I have... Let me tell you, if you're like lacking motivation and you're working off of a laptop, this is what I've been using for the last year and a half that I've been on Insight Timer. Look how small this thing is. It is not fun to sit and crouch and like do all my work on my computer. Having this desktop right here, it's a 21.5-inch iMac that I'm working off of, and it's like a game changer. So maybe you're not unmotivated. Maybe you just don't have the right tools or resources, Jupiter and Taurus. Jupiter wants to bring you blessings and resources. I'm getting way off track. I'm very excited. Aaron, I'm missing your fish. I guess there's nothing to watch in the background. This isn't permanent. I'm gonna switch it up. So let's talk about the skies. On Saturday, tomorrow, and Sunday, the square is gonna be active the whole weekend. We have the sun at 6 degrees of Gemini forming a square, so a tension-based aspect to Saturn at 6 degrees of Pisces. The sun in Gemini, the sun represents what gives us our life force and how we shine our light into the world. The sun is in Gemini right now. So Gemini is mutable air. Air has to do with the mental plane, thoughts, ideas. Mutable signs are ready to change things up. So Gemini is this like flighty, youthful, inspired, airy, quick energy. So our life force right now feels very messenger-esque. Think about Mercury, the messenger. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the fastest moving planet. Everything is just like, oh, we can't go this way. Okay, we'll go this way. Oh, there's a roadblock. Let's go over here. And it's very speedy fast. So that's forming some tension this weekend with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn represents our responsibilities. Saturn is how we limit ourselves, where we place our boundaries. Saturn is father time. In the sign of Pisces, Pisces is mutable water. So we have Gemini, mutable air. Pisces is mutable water. So changing up our emotions, seeing with our intuition in a different way, right? So Pisces energy is very dreamy and mystical and spiritual and artistic and musical, and it's all the flowy parts of life. Saturn is going to be in Pisces still for some time. He entered in March of 23. He's going to hang out. He'll fully finish his transit in February of 26. So he's there for a good chunk of time. And I've seen the image of Saturn in Pisces in different ways. One of my favorite astrologers, Molly McCord, brought up Saturn in Pisces as like your father walking into a nightclub. like Father Time walking into a nightclub being like, I don't want to be here. But what I had when I was thinking about this morning, I was imagining a military sergeant, fresh out of the military, even like back in Vietnam days, just coming home from Vietnam, someone's plopping him down in a women's circle, right? Saturn in Pisces, just like, this is not how it's supposed to be done. There needs to be structure here. This free flow is not happening. So that's how I'm feeling Saturn in Pisces in general. However, the longer the sergeant stays at the women's circle, he's going to start to come around and say like, okay, I get where you're coming from. Maybe there's an exchange of energy here. Maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe you don't have all the answers, but let's mix it up. So Saturn in Pisces isn't going to be that uncomfortable, like you have to regulate your spirituality. It's not going to be like that the whole time. But right now, it's still fresh. So that's the energy that I'm feeling more. And this is squaring the sun. So this is adding pressure to the sun in Gemini. So imagine this military sergeant just walked into this women's circle and he's like, what in the hell are you guys even doing? And then the sun, your soul, is over here in the corner dancing around Gemini, right? Just like, oh, if I can't do this, then I'll go over here and I'm gonna do this. And Saturn is like, you need some gosh darn structure, ma'am, sir. So there's that pressure. That's what we're feeling Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday as well, the moon is going to come into play, forming a T-square. So we have Saturn in Pisces. The moon is going to be across in the early degrees of Virgo, and then the sun is down here in Gemini. So a T-square causes a little bit of extra tension. The 90-degree aspects and the 180-degree aspects, it's tension, it's rough. So the moon represents our emotions and what we need in order to feel safe and secure and protected. The moon in Virgo's the sign of service. Virgo is, okay, they get the bad rap for being the perfectionist, but it's because they know that the beauty is in the details. They know that you can make things appear pure, even if they're not, by impacting all of the tiny little details and, you know, like fixing that one piece of hair and moving that one, oh, the book just needs to go 2 inches this way. Perfect. That's Virgo energy. So Saturn in Pisces is like pressuring you to get structured on what is supposed to be free-flowing. And then the moon in Virgo is bringing more of that pressure. That's just on Saturday. Okay, so Saturday might feel a little bit more just like, yeah, I gotta do everything right now. However, when there's a T-square, it always releases at the apex. So we have Saturn across from the moon, and the pressure releases down in Gemini. So we have our ideas kind of in tension with our spirituality. And Virgo, I forgot to mention, is mutable earth. So it's 3 mutable signs, three signs that want to change it up, that want to make shifts, that have seen and done it and been there, and they're ready to do something new. Virgo is trying to do something new with your physical environment, to change things, to perfect the physical part of your world. So you have your ideas that are trying to shift around. You have your spirituality that's trying to shift around. You have your physical reality that's trying to shift around. And this weekend, I encourage and invite you to lean into the sun in Gemini. When you feel this pressure, shine your light through changing your mind. How can you see the situation in a different way? How can you mutate your thoughts? How can you, mutable, what's a word that I want to say? How can you flow your thoughts? How can you shift your thoughts? How can you view the situation from a new perspective? Sun in Gemini. So if you are feeling pressure this weekend, just understand, like, that's why I love astrology, because it's all, I get to sit back here. I love when I sit back and I get in my soapbox moment. In astrology, everything changes. Nothing is ever permanent. So you get to move on, redirect your thoughts. Thank you, Erin. Yes. nothing hangs on forever, and it's all about just accepting. Okay, Saturn right now is in Pisces. It's gonna feel like this for some time, but it's not forever. He's squaring the sun, okay? There's gonna be pressure about like, I have to do it this way, but that's gonna be alleviated after this weekend. How do I get through this weekend? I lean into changing my mind about things. Do I really have to clean my house to a spick and span T this weekend, Moon in Virgo? No, you don't. You might feel like you want to, and if you don't, that feeling is going to subside because the moon is going to move on. Sounds like a wild Saturday. I'm actually excited because I have nothing on my calendar for tomorrow, so maybe I will be cleaning. Do you guys want to see the rest? I don't know. This is embarrassing. This is the mess that is the rest of my Reiki room. Everything's just piled up in a whole mess. Got a lot of crap going on. There's a look into the life of Jacqui Mancuso. This is the energy that I've been working with. But yeah, maybe Moon in Virgo, I'll tidy this up and make it all spick and span. Let's see. Kirby says one of my daughters is a Gemini, and we refer her flitting around as bebopping. She is the one we find standing on the picnic table sometimes for no reason. She literally has wings on her feet, Kirby. Wings on her sandals. Jacqui is baking and decorating a cake for a friend. This is good for me to know, not to focus on being perfect. Exactly, Jacqui. You're gonna be making that cake, and there's probably gonna be a part of you that wants to make every single detail as perfect as you can, but by having this understanding of, oh, the moon's in Virgo, I understand that I am feeling this way. You can name the feeling and then, oh, this is probably because the moon is in Virgo. And then you can choose. Do you want to keep doing the details or are you ready to move on and do something else? Courtney's gonna start her garden tomorrow. There you go. Earth, moon in Virgo, that earthy planting. I love it. Jacqui, I know you've seen worse, but these are my standards. Bonnie visits lots of houses for work. That's nothing clutter-wise. I understand, but like this, do you want to get energy healing in a heaping mess like this? It looks like a magazine next to my work studio. Whatever. See, it's all in our head. Maybe I need to change the way I'm thinking about this situation. But I know I have a client coming on Friday, so like a week from today, so I need to get this in order before I offer paid services in this room. Let's see, Amber says planned on detoxing this weekend with meditation and yoga, so this helps. Thank you, from a Virgo. I love it. So the moon will be passing over your sun. That's great. The light is hitting you so beautifully today. Thank you, Fiorella. I chose to put this, the window is right in front of me, so I have the natural light on my face. So if the release of this pressure this weekend is to lean into the sun in Gemini. Gemini is represented by the twins, so it's all about having multiple options, 2 or more options. So we're doing something fun with the cards today. Normally I'll pull one deck and we'll do 3 cards from that deck, and then if and when we have time, I pull a single card from a separate deck. I have 3 separate decks today, and we're just gonna pull 1, 1, 1 to see what is what your message is for today. So we can ask, and if there's a number 1, 2, or 3 right now that you just know, tell us in the chat. That's clear cognizance. You're practicing that. If you don't know, it's all right. What are we asking? Just what to keep in mind this weekend. What is in alignment with our highest and greatest good to keep in mind this weekend? So how do I want to set this up? Rochelle, thank you so kindly for your donation. I appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. They help me do things like purchase new computers so that your viewer experience can be much better. I can see the difference in my video today, and I think that's why I know you guys can feel my energy is up today. Gary even mentioned it earlier. Like I'm on. What did Christine say? I'm getting ready to go away for the weekend, and I want the house to, it keeps jumping. I have too many chats coming in. I want the house to be perfect because we have a cat sitter coming in. Oh, I bet they don't. I mean, everyone understands, right? Like, I'm over here saying, like, wow, this Reiki room is all disheveled and it's all crazy. And then literally all of you guys are saying it's not that bad. So, like, all of our expectations are just in our mind. Gary, thank you kindly for your donation. 108 meditators, Aaron. I love it. Love that 108. Rosemary, I've gotten in the habits of pulling from 3 decks daily. That's awesome. Look at the synchronicities again. Good plug for the computer updates. All right, let's see. Let's just read because a lot of people are putting their numbers in. Jacqui is working with card 2, Carrie 1, Kirby 3, Mandissa 1. I hope I said that right. Lay 3, Alicia 3, Fiorella 2, Leanne 2, Alicia 3, Rosemary 3, Carol 2, Rochelle 2, Carmen 2, April 1, Vicky 3, Fiorella, I appreciate your donation. Courtney 1, 2, and 3. All right, guys, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna show you the deck, okay? I'm literally gonna hover my hand over decks 1, 2, and 3 if you have no idea what you're working with today. We're just gonna play a game, okay? Helen is working with 3. I haven't even shown you guys yet. This is you working on your intuition. We're all psychic, okay? Cat's out of the bag. You're psychic, all right? I'm hovering my hands. We didn't do a draw, Anik, okay? Look deep into my eyes. I'm mixing with the energy of deck 1. If this feels a certain way, let us know in the chat. Okay? I'm hovering my hands over deck 2. If this is feeling any type of way, if you notice anything in my energy, I'm taking in the energy of the deck and projecting it out to you guys. This is so much fun. Look at this Gemini poppycock going on. You're spooky. This is deck number 3. Ooh. Here's deck number 3. I'm taking in the energy of deck 3 and projecting it out to you guys. I love it. I'm not gonna show you. I'm just gonna start shuffling. And then I'll show you when I start to pull them. I bet you can see it. Jacqui felt the pull with card 3. Bonnie 2. Alicia tingles on 3. Someone said that their heart sped up on 1. Rochelle, wow. Yeah, I felt really cool energy from deck 3. Rosemary 2 and 3. Deborah 3. Violet Gemini. Fiorella, although I felt 2 in my heart, you just made me want 3. I don't like doing that. That was an accident. I couldn't help myself. Rochelle had tingles on 3. Jessica, all the hair on my legs stood up on 2. Cool. Kirby felt 1 really strongly when you hovered over it. All right, I got card 1. I'm shuffling deck 2. Alicia, changed my mind to 1. All right, I would stick with both. You know, the whole reading is for all of us. It always is. The whole reading is always for all of us. But if a certain card is like yelling at you, it's just your guide saying like, hey, listen. Christine 3, Jody 3, Rochelle, yes. Violet going with 2 for my Gemini. Awesome. Fiorella, it was your eyes. Now with this light, I see you better, and I like this. Yeah, I'm putting myself like in your shoes. If I was scrolling through Insight Timer and I saw this video stream versus choppy whatever stream, so that really speaks to how much you guys enjoy my energy. So thank you. For everyone who's been sticking with me through all those like technical difficulties and losing the sound every session and freezing and being a minute behind my audio and my video, like I not understand or appreciate, but like I align with, not even align, what am I saying? Thank you. Thank you for just hanging out with me while I wasn't perfect. We'll put it that way. All right, and then we have card 3. This is fun. I don't think maybe I've done this in the past, but this just felt right. I also have a lot more space down here. I'm literally using a dining table as my desk, so I could spread my stuff out as far as I need to. I put the leaf in the table, so I have 6 seats technically as my workspace. I like spreading myself out. I'm not even gonna look at that. The card 3. I haven't looked at any of these. They just came out, I put them face down and moved on. So we'll see how this all goes. Helen said, anyone know why my Amazon Fire tablet won't download the Insight Timer app? Kirby says, Helen, you have to hack Fire tablets to use the Play Store usually. It's probably not in the Amazon App Store. Interesting. Maybe wait till the moon is in Aquarius to do the hacking, because Aquarius rules technology. Anik, you're worth it. Thank you. I really appreciate that you guys have been sticking with me through terrible technology. Christina, looks like you have lipstick on. The colors are so clear. I can assure you, I haven't worn lipstick in like 4 years. Thank you, Erin. We love you, and we will keep supporting you as you support us. I love it. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I love my tribe here. Thank you, Jacqui, for your donation. Let's get into the cards. I'm just gonna dive in. So, what was our question again? What to keep in mind with all of this pressure this weekend? How do we change our mind? How do we know how to change our mind with all of this? Ooh, this computer is taller. So many trinkets around. Card number 1, guys. This is great. The Circle of Life. Oh, this is from Native Spirit. Helen, am I frozen or are you joking? I feel like you're joking. But I'm gonna wait and see if anyone else says that. Maybe I just paused. Okay. How do we handle the pressure of this weekend? Thank you, Dr. Monica. From Native Spirit, card number 1 is the Circle of Life. All things are possible. Stand in your center and be open. The 4 winds are bringing your dreams to fruition. Embrace and accept where you are in the great circle of life. Bounty and abundance are flowing to you. If you've had relationship or financial challenges, things are about to change. The circle of life, called the medicine wheel in Native American traditions, symbolizes a cosmology that honors all the circles of life. Those in Western cultures tend to see life as linear. However, those in indigenous cultures see all life as a circle. When this card chooses you, it's time to honor and cherish all aspects of the great circle. All parts of the journey have beauty and grace. There's beauty in the rising sun, just as there is in the setting sun. To only revel in the rising sun and demean times of endings depletes your energy. Choose what is, and you become master of the universe, or at least of your own personal universe. This is giving me a very strong like Wheel of Fortune vibes if you guys are into the tarot. It's just that like life moves on. Just because you're in a crappy spot right now doesn't mean you're going to be in a crappy spot forever. And similarly, like just because you're in a wonderful, abundant spot right now, not to say this out of fear, but like you're probably not going to be there forever either. It's all about the journey. It's all about learning how to ride the roller coaster of life, the circle of life. But asking in regards to like all the pressure that's going on this weekend, this card is coming to let you know that like embrace the pressure. It's here to make you a diamond. You know, you can't make diamonds without some pressure. It's going to change. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. Carrie, this is happy crying, totally hitting home. I chose correctly. I love it. Life moves on. Celebrate all the parts. The law of impermanence. Yeah, Courtney, I like that. April, something in my life is coming to completion. I totally relate to this card. And Aaron, this too shall pass. Yeah, that's actually, wow, I was just journaling about that yesterday. How do you get through difficult situations? I know that a situation is just that. It's just a situation. It's not the rest of my life. So you can sit there in the woe is me, how am I ever going to get through this? Or you can say, I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to move on. Difficult. Go through it. Yeah, so that's just this weekend. Card number 2 today came from a deck I haven't used in a long time. It's the Zen of Animals. So I guess if card number 2 resonated with you, you get to pick an animal, or an animal picks you, that would like to be embodied this weekend as you may be feeling some pressure. The animal that chose to work with you this weekend is the rabbit. The rabbit's keywords are productive, daring, unpredictable, and courageous. Smart little rabbits can win your heart. They are capable of providing similar delights as a cat if kept domestically. They can be brave beyond belief. They are also beautiful to see and touch. Remember your rabbit qualities and charm. Dare to delight others with your unpredictability and sensual attributes. There's a quote with all of these cards. This deck is very short and simple, sweet to the point. So the quote, this is from, I'm not even going to try, and hey, I can type now. So this is from Zenrin Kushu. But the quote is, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes, and the grass grows by itself. Rabbit energy. There's a lot to say about rabbit energy. I have a rabbit upstairs, and I love him. All he does is poop, but I can't get myself to get rid of him because he's just the cutest thing. But rabbits sleep with their eyes open. So we'll just say that. It looks like they're frozen, but they're actually sleeping, and it's part of their defense mechanism to keep predators away. And then I was already feeling the sense of freeze, but not freeze out of fear. I feel like if card number 2 resonated with you today, when it comes to the pressure of this weekend, just allow the pressure to be. Sit with the pressure. Don't try to act too fast. You can freeze. Ooh, oh my gosh, sit with it. Freeze and go in your mind, but not in your mind. Go in your soul. Go into a meditation. Go into a meditative state. If you meditate through walking and just letting your feet move while your mind filters. I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm telling you to overthink this, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But just freeze your action. It's not time to move forward with a thing this weekend. It's time to sit with it and let it play out. If that makes sense. Helen says, oh my God, I slept with my eyes open as a child. That's funny. Unpredictability, that might surprise someone in your life if you are the person who usually makes all the decisions and starts all the things and just does everything. It might take someone in your circle by surprise if you say, I'm not going to act on that right now. I'm going to sit with it because I don't need to make a decision right now. And no matter what the outcome is, it's all going to be for my highest and greatest good, whether that outcome happens today or on Monday or next Friday. You know what I'm saying? Ride with the wave. That's right, Carmen. I flow with life, and life flows with me. Fiorella also slept with her eyes open. You guys are weird. I'm just kidding. Leanne, card 2 resonates. I chose correctly. You're so welcome. Jacqui says that message was the one I was waiting for. Was considering an energy program and wasn't sure timing was right. It's not. I just heard that because you sat with it. I love it. Thank you, Jen, for your donation. I appreciate it. Jen, love you and your awesome vibes. Thank you, Jacqui. You're very welcome. I love doing this. I really do. Card number 3, guys. Rosemary, are you still here? I believe you've told me about this. I just looked at it right now. I didn't even know what card number 3 was. Interesting. Jacqui was craving an animal card, but was initially thinking 1 and 3. Well, maybe they're all tied together, because card number 3 today is from Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. Card number 3 brings us Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Let me get that a little bit closer just for a second. And I can't hold it there because I need something to rest my elbow on. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension and the Library of Souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can tap into it at any time. I mumbled that. And can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spirit world. To trust the signs coming. To take note of your dreams. To notice any feelings or visions that you receive. For you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. So, this could be contradictory based on the rabbit card that we just got, because the whole reading's for all of us, right? It's not like you have to pick one card and that's it. But this rabbit card says stay still, and the Akasha card says move forward. I'm feeling the rabbit card is like Virgo moon, earth. Stay still in your physical reality. Akasha, this is journey into like your soul, journey into your Akashic records, right? If you know what that is, it's time for you. If you don't know what that is, here's an introduction. It's maybe not time yet, but it will be because it's starting to be in your awareness. Yeah, inner work. Ugh, here we go. I was trying to keep these books nice. I'm just going to throw it out there. I read Akashic records, and this is, other than like being here on Insight Timer and doing all this group stuff, like this is one of my favorite things to do. So if you're interested, Linktree is in my bio, my website's there, all the info, everything's there. However, Akashic records is you go to a different astral plane. You travel in your mind's eye and you go to a different realm to receive answers, messages, you ask questions, you meet guides, you can see past lives, you can see future lives, you can there's so much because our souls have been here so many times. You know, this isn't our only rodeo. This isn't our one and only incarnation. If you're feeling the pressure, know that everything's going to change, right? What goes up must come down. It's all going to come full circle. Whatever lesson you're going through right now is going to come back again. Just expect it. It's going to come back on a different level. but everything's always going to change. Right now, our guides don't want us to move forward physically. Like, it's not like this weekend is not time to quit your job. This weekend is not time to sell your house. This weekend is not time to leave or start a new relationship. It's time to sit with whatever is making you uncomfortable and dive deeper into it. To sit with the situation. And Gemini, try to look at it from a different perspective. Try to see, all right, this is causing me to feel pressure. What about it? Where's the pressure coming from? When, and you can do this in a different astral plane, right? Because if you try to answer yourself these questions in your conscious mind, you're not going to get the right answers. You're going to get ego-based answers if you sit and think about it, right? So that's why things like journaling takes you into flow state where you're just writing and you don't know what you're writing about anymore. It's like it's coming from someone else. This is why journeying into the Akashic records can take you into flow state, different brain waves. It's time for you to sit with these feelings and think, okay, so right now I'm feeling pressure because I need to make this choice. When was the last time I felt pressured like this, but not consciously, okay, akashically or meditatively? When was the last time I was in this energy signature? When was the last time I felt these feelings? Okay, what about a time before that? When was the first time that I can remember feeling these types of feelings? And then you can go back and you can heal your inner child. And that's time travel, and then you get the butterfly effect, and then stuff like that doesn't impact you as much anymore. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with you guys? It makes a lot of sense to me. Rochelle says, crazy. Amber, perfect weekend on inner work. Perfect for my weekend on inner work. Absolutely. And things like someone said that they were gardening, like gardening, flow state. I'm learning about flow state. I worked for 7 hours straight yesterday working on technical difficulties. I could give two shits about computers. I really don't care. But like I had nothing else to do. I got in the flow state. Things were happening, okay? Yesterday was magic. Get in your flow state. Go garden. Go walk. Do your yoga. Do your meditation. Whatever, paint, like do something repetitive with your hands. Flow state. That will allow you to journey through and get perspectives that are above your mind, higher mind. Rochelle, that's why it shifted. It's time. Helen, oh, I so know Akashic Records. Yes, you do. Lessons, the gifts that keep on giving. Resonates so strongly. Beautiful. Charlotte would love if you offered an Akashic class. I'd pay to learn about that for sure. That could be in the future. Actually, Charlotte, were you the one that asked about a tutorial on finding certain degrees in your birth chart? I think you were the one that brought that up. Are you a projector? Do you know your human design? I think it was you that brought it up. And that's something that I'm going to be working on in the very near future. Now that I have this new computer, I can make better teaching videos and all that stuff. So that's something that's coming near future. Like near future. I meant to do that yesterday, but then I ran into technical issues and I had to be on the phone with different support people and stuff, but it was great. I'm all about learning, so probably me. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Violet is a 2/4 projector. New computer looks amazing. Leanne is a projector. You guys are meant to be our guides. You're literally meant to like drop those little hints. Like, oh, if you did it this way, if this, have you caught yourself doing that in your life? Guiding people on accident? That's human design, if you guys don't know what we're talking about. Human design is like astrology on steroids. Yeah. Sit with it. Sit with the pressure. Courtney, I'm a projector. You told me during our reading together. That's right. You're here to just guide. And guiding isn't forcing. It doesn't mean you got to force people to do something. If you clearly see the path for them, you can't force them to do it. But you guys are really good at just knowing when it's time to like ease people this way and ease them this way. It's nice. Yeah, not even on purpose. Like a lot of the times when you just say something, it helps other people understand like, wow, that is a really good choice. I wouldn't have thought about it that way. Helen, oh no, I guess it's time to find my human design credentials. I can't remember if I looked it up at the retreat or not. Tracy talking about the Virgo moon this weekend. Is it amplified when someone like me is a Virgo moon to begin with? So yeah, the moon passes over your natal moon sign once a month. Every 28 days it's passing over. So that is just the making your emotions more emotional. What it can be, you know? But it could also make you feel like you're getting exactly what you need because the planets are feeding what you were born with. It all depends on how it's aspecting other things and what else is happening in the sky and all that stuff. But yeah, the moon passes over your natal moon sign every 28 days. Caro, there's a great book called Feed Your Demons, which is about sitting with the discomfort, etc. Exactly what you're hitting on. P.S. Love your vibe. Thanks, Caro. Befriend and understand it. Sit with it to disarm it instead of repressing it and growing big and scary. I love that. It's so important. It's scary to sit with your negative emotions. It's scary to sit with your fear and try to see what it's trying to teach you. But exactly like Caro said, befriend it. Don't be afraid of the demons. I don't believe in demons. I don't believe in like evil. Like I know that there's evil, but I'm not afraid of it. Like everyone has a purpose. Everyone has needs. Everyone has unhealed parts of themselves. Like if someone's doing something bad, like I don't think that they're being fed and like, oh, I'm supposed to kill the world and all that stuff. Like no, there's just like demons and shadows down there. Exactly. It's just the shadow, which is just the unknown. It's only evil because we fear the unknown. We can end it right there. That's the key to life. It's only evil because we're afraid of it. Because we don't understand it. Understanding leads to clarity. If you guys have enjoyed today's session, if you'd like to support me with an energy exchange, donations are always appreciated, never expected. I'm very excited that I have this new setup. It's only going to get better and better. I'm going to have a nicer looking background. This is kind of just like thrown together, whatever. I hung my drums up on the wall because those are my coat hooks in here and I wanted it to look like extra fancy for you, so I hung up my drums. That plant doesn't normally live there. I was trying to be visually appealing. Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. And I am feeling called really quick to just tell my story about what I wanted to start this session with and what happened to me yesterday. Caro, thank you very much for your donation. What else? Oh, Leanne says, invite them to the table. Yes. We are so alike. Same feelings about evil. Thank you, Helen. Jesse, everything is love, or a call for love. Everything is love. That's what we all are. And it's, fear is a bitch. Fear is a bitch. And that ties into my story from yesterday, but I want to see these comments. Jen says, that reminds me of the seeds in all of ourselves. The text Buddhism talks about what we water. I get what you're saying. Fear is a bitch. So yesterday, I did my flow state all day. I was in this I was achieving things that have been on my to-do list for months. Like all this internet mumbo jumbo and all this, I have my computer working now and just so many things were clicking, click, 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 click into place. And then I had amplified energy afterwards to do some more things. So I sent out an email about this health fair that I'm working next month. And I have been doing really good with keeping up on clients, incoming clients and all that stuff. And I was just boom, 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 everything's great. Then it was time for me to take my shower. And every time I shower, I gotta listen to podcasts or whatever. So I listened to Molly McCord. Thank you, Helen, for introducing me to Molly McCord. Wonderful astrologer. She does like weekly updates. So I listened to the weekly update, and at the end of it, she was like, hey, I'm doing this retreat in Mexico. It's for the Libra solar eclipse. She described it all, and immediately I was like, that's for me. That is 100% for me. There's a solar eclipse in October that is 3 degrees away from my natal moon sign. And I'm like, this means something. I'm there. I'm going. I've never left the country. Never left the country. I just got my passport a couple months ago because it's my intention to leave the country this year. I've never paid for my own vacation. You know, I've always been like with my husband or something. So like I've never taken it into my own hands. And before I even looked at her website, I came down here and I pulled cards because that's what I do, because it feels good. And the cards pretty much said, face your fears. Everything that you're afraid of is made up. And my fear was that like, oh, I'm going to spend all this money, but then I'm not going to be able to bring it back in. Poppycock, right? So I got all like boosted up. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So then I looked at the website, and it just so happens that with discounts, early bird pricing and a discount, $499 for this retreat. It's sold out. Spoiler alert, it's sold out. But so all this because I don't want you guys to get excited and like try to go sign up. $500, right? I've been ready for some more personal Jacqui today? I don't care. This is my gratitude list, and I write my gratitude every day. And then on the other side, I write, thank you for your help with this. This was 2 days before finding and booking a 5 to 7 day healing retreat in another state with hot weather and beautiful scenery for $500 or less. And the retreat was $499. And I literally like instant bawling. I was like, oh my God, my guides are listening. They brought this to me. This is amazing. I'm going to do this. I'm like so boosted up. And I was just on the top of the world. That was amazing. Like even just seeing that number, and like that's literally what I just asked for. And what are the odds that this, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I was excited. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going. This is great. And I'm like celebrating. And then I went upstairs and I was cooking dinner, and I was like full out dancing while I was cooking dinner. You know, like normally I listen to podcasts when I cook, but yesterday it was music. Yesterday, like I let my dad put a playlist on for me, my dad up there, and he was like playing all great songs for me, and I was literally like ecstatic dancing, boosted up mood, great mood, told my husband about it, and he was like, cool. Well, he didn't really have a fear-based that I thought he would. And then I was looking at flights. I would think that a flight to Mexico was close to $1,000, $400 for a round-trip flight from Illinois to Mexico. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is so for me. This is so meant for me. This is great. So I wanted to stay awake last night and do all the research, you know, because I don't do this often. So I didn't want to just jump into the first thing I found. I wanted to like look through and just make sure like the times were right and dot all my I's and cross all my T's. And I wanted to stay awake last night, but I didn't want to rush it. And I know that the universe always delivers everything that I need. So I went to bed and I slept on it, and I'm pretty sure I dreamt about it. I can't remember. And then I woke up this morning, and my intention was to say F the morning routine and just go straight to research. But something in me was like, no, you know, still do your gratitude, do your tarot, do your everything that you do every morning. So I did. I rushed it, but I did it. And then I got all set up. I had my notebook ready to like make all my notes, and I went to the website, and in big text it was like, hey, it's sold out yesterday. And that was a letdown because I was so excited. I was so excited. It was so meant for me. It was so perfect. And I wanted to move right on. I wanted to be like, okay, and just keep going. But I sat for like 2 minutes and I just like let it sink. And I pulled another card to see what I'm supposed to learn from this. And the card that came out, it was from another animal deck, Barn Owl, about like listening for spirit. So I don't know what that means yet, but I'm sitting with that. This lesson, I think it means that like the universe will deliver what's for me. And this time I missed it. but it's going to keep delivering what's for me. And I think this is another thing, Amber, yeah, something better is there for you. That like, and I say that to people all the time, but in the moment, I'm like, yeah, but I wanted this. Like, great, something better is out there, but like, I wanted this, but I get it. But another thing that I'm learning from this is within 48 hours, I wrote down exactly what I wanted. 5 to 7 days, healing retreat, hot weather, beautiful scenery, $500 or less. 48 hours, boom, here it is, Jacqui. We all have this power. We all have the ability to manifest what it is that we want, you know? I set a price for what, you know, like I was comfortable throwing out there for a retreat, you know, and then in the whole thing, it turned out that like you'd have to buy your hotel and you got to buy the flight and you got to buy the drive from the hotel to the resort and all this stuff. And like, but I was okay with that because the universe delivered exactly what I asked for. So I guess my message in all of this is if you're gonna ask for things, you're allowed to ask. They will be delivered to you, and ask for exactly what it is that you want and trust that you are worth it because it's gonna come. Thanks for listening. I've seen all the chats coming through, but I really just wanted to get that story out. So yeah, this is, maybe by next week I'll have something better that has come along that I meant to tell you about. Yeah, it was really exciting because I was gonna like, yeah, Helen says time to organize the next retreat. I was like, cool, I'm gonna go to a retreat hosted by someone who's actually legit in order to see how they do it so that we can get the next one. But I don't know, maybe that's just the universe saying like, you don't need to watch anyone else, you just do it. Maybe it's time for me to set up the next retreat. I have some ideas, but I have like so many moving parts right now. It's wonderful. I'm happy. But, hi, Jessie. Jessie says, what is meant for you will never pass you by. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to have you back. Leanne, do you think you missed it? Or do you think this is something else? Well, they have a waiting list. So I did put myself on the waiting list, and I understand that if it's meant for me, it'll come back. You know? The same energy is silly, but the same energy happens with like card shuffles. Like one will fall out and I'm, oh my God, look at what's on the bottom of this deck. The same thing will happen in card shuffles. A card will come out and I can't tell if it's like the right one or like multiples will fall out and I'm like, oh, if it's meant for me, it'll come back. And that's it. If you love something, let it go. If it's meant to be, it'll come back. You're welcome, Leanne. Thanks for listening to me. Share the story. Charlotte says it's warm here in Florida. Something about the eclipse in April, this upcoming, like April 2024, is doing something with Arkansas where the quartz mines are. And I'm feeling drawn to that for some reason. Yeah, that's another thing. And Arkansas is warm. Helen, last I heard, Jacqui Mancuso has great inner wisdom. You know, I'm learning to trust it. I'm still human. I still have fear. Christine, I can't say that word, but what is it? This is a parigraha, non-clinging. This only causes suffering. Stay present. Something is coming. Yeah, that clinging feeling. This may not have been meant for you at this time. I understand. That's, all right. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I will be back. I don't even know. Let me look, because my computer actually works while I'm doing this now. Wow. I'm going to be here next Friday. So 1 whole week away. I got a lot of other stuff going on next week. That's it. So Jacqui free for 7 days. I guess you have to trust your inner wisdom for 7 days. I'm just teasing. When the pressure seems to get to you this weekend, remember that things are always in flux. Everything goes up and down and round and round. Maybe don't act right now. Just pause and feel. Okay, so when rabbits are scared, my rabbit is always shaking. physically shaking 24/7, and I don't think he minds. Like, I don't think he's in a constant state of fear, but that's just how his body like processes his fear and anxiety. So like, just sit with it and allow yourself to journey within. And if you want some support, I read Akashic Records. Helen loves Arkansas. I went with my previous spiritual group when I lived in Oklahoma. You don't say. You don't say. Thank you guys for being here today. Today was great. I'm excited for this new setup and this new stuff. And Rosemary said I pulled the Akasha card a few days ago. That's right. That's why I asked if you were here when maybe you stepped away when I did the reading, but I called you out when I first said this. And you said 3. I'll see you in a couple weeks, Rosemary. Love to all. Namaste. I'm just pausing to feel the GD gratitude. The gosh darn gratitude. Fiorella, consider opening an Instagram account. I have too much going on right now. That's not for me. However, my podcast partner runs the Instagram. I believe that's the name on Instagram, a werewolf 444U. It's mostly her right now because she's got the time, but it is a collaborative thing. So there's something if you want to follow something. A werewolf 444, the letter U. All right, guys. I could be here forever. Love you.